Hey everybody, Mav Hunter here. When I left north central Washington, the rifle deer hunt there was dismal, to say the least. So I've moved on over to my elk camp area. So here I'm in process of setting my 2023 Washington State General Rifle Season elk camp. At least I'm here in an area that I've hunted since 1968. So lots of memories. Okay, I started unloading the utility trailer of all the camp gear. I'm back to my old elk camping spot that I've camped here in this particular spot for over 26 years. Last year in 2022, I was forced to camp in a different area so this year I'm back to the old spot. I haven't set camp here in a few years and a lot of grass grew up underneath. The door is always forward because I roll it toward the front of the door, so I always know which of the two doors is my front door in this Kodiak tent. Still a little bit damp from that rainstorm I had at deer camp on the deer hunt, but it'll dry out fine. As I've mentioned several times, probably the toughest part of setting up this tent is all the tent stakes you have to use. And it's a lot. It takes longer to set up the tent stakes than it does to pitch up the tent. Now for the tough part. I put in the 4 lag bolts in the corners of the tent, and I find that the lag bolts really secure the corners in high wind. But now I'm going to use the Kodiak Tent Company supplied tent stakes. And even though I have the 4 corners down, I need to put in another 16 of these stakes. That's why I mean the hardest part of setting up this tent is putting in the stakes. Good thing I have knee pads. I'm going to put these in at a slight angle because they go in easier, hold good, and they come out a lot easier than trying to put them super straight down into the ground. So I always like to put these in at an angle. Oh, let's try going the other way. That was a rock. Uh-oh. Well, there we go. It's either a rock or a root. I definitely don't want to pound the stake into the root, and you'll never get it out. And no plastic mallets. This is a regular steel 3-pound mallet here. Maybe 2-pound. And now I gotta do the other 3 sides. When doing the poles, I like to take off my shoes because it's easier to walk on the canvas. I'm going to insert the last spring bar, pull through the sleeve. As such. There's a knob on this T-bar. Make sure that knob faces down. Now I'm going to put on this optional topper, which helps protect against more bad weather and snow. Adds a little insulation layer on top as well. This will go over the top of the tent. It's best to put in the back loops first because it's just a solid loop that the spring bar fits into, and up front it's a Velcro. Okay, let's raise it up. And now to put down some indoor-outdoor carpet for some flooring. Flooring complete. Boy, and now I'm really upset. I put in this spare grommet like Kodiak Canvas recommended to put in order to use this optional front awning on this 10x10. And the grommet I put in, even though it's double material here, the material's starting to tear away from the grommet. So that's pretty upsetting. Thanks, Kodiak. Well, there you go. About hour, 25 minutes later, so hour and a half, I got the main tent up. I got the very brand new topper that goes over the top of the tent, which has its advantages. I've got the canopy set out front, and I've got the optional front vestibule, which will allow me to have additional covered storage out of the weather underneath here. But do yourself a favor, get a couple pound metal sledge and get plenty of extra tent spikes, because down the road you're going to need them. All right, everybody, that completes the Kodiak Canvas 10x10 setup for Elk Camp 2023. I should have put a tarp over it last night, but I was too tired after tarping over the main camp. All right. Oh, it's always good to have a broom in camp, not just for sweeping in the tent, but for various duties like sweeping snow. I had to sweep snow off the truck today as well. And I also used a broom to help get that snow off the tarp, because once again, with temperatures going in the 20s, the bottom of that snow would just turn to ice, and that would just be way too much weight on this tarp and this tent, and something would give. So I took the extra time this morning to, one, sweep clear the truck so I could get into it, and the truck was already icing over. It was hard to get the doors unlatched, and then swept the tent, and then I just finished sweeping the utility trailer. So preparing for cold temps. It's going to get in the low 20s for the next 5-6 days. Mav Hunter out.